Hey guys, how you doing? It's Nate from TheStyleDogg, and I hope you're doing well, guys. I just wanted to do a quick video to show you guys how I got from 18 gauge, which is a standard size stud, to 0 gauge, which is not so standard size. So, as you can see, looking good. I finally got my 0 gauge in, which is my goal gauge size for my ears. So I've been wanting to get my ears stretched for probably the last 4 years, but I'd been so put off by people saying how it hurts, how they got infected, how hard they are to maintain, and yeah, just seeing gross photos and videos on YouTube, and I was really put off by doing it. So I put it on the back burner and I thought, you know what, it's something that I really like and I like the look of, but I just don't think I can do it. So I just, forgot about it. And it wasn't until about 3 months ago, a little bit less than 3 months ago, I went to my piercer and I said, I want to get my ears stretched. And I said, how do I do it? And I thought I'd speak to obviously someone that was professional and knew what they were doing. So he said the first step was, if I wanted to do it, was to go from an 18 gauge, which like I said was a single, little thingy, one of these, to an 8 gauge, and that would be the first step for me. That would be my first initial stretch to get me going. This is what an 8 gauge looks like. It's obviously a little bit bigger than your normal size, but it's still, it's still small. So that was my first one I had, guys. I had that in for 4 weeks, and it was a little bit painful to put in, I must admit. It didn't feel great. It was, my ears did swell up a little bit, nothing crazy, but they did swell, which I guess is to be expected. I had that in for 4 weeks, and every morning and night I would do my aftercare treatment, which was salt water soaks. Okay, so what I'd do is I'd just get a normal cup, 3 teaspoons of sugar, 3 teaspoons of salt. I'd put it in, I'd stir it up to try to make sure that it was all diluted, and then I'd just pop my ear into it for 4 to 5 minutes, and that was it. Every morning and night, and then I'd take a cotton ball swab, and then I would dip it in the water, and I'd just clean any of the, gross stuff that had built up over the night, or over the day. And you're good to go. And that's it. You don't have to do too much to them. Just keep them clean. So after I had the 8 gauge in for 4 weeks, I then went to the 2 gauge, and I went for a glass plug this time. So the 8 gauge was actually a stainless steel single flare. I actually went for a glass plug this time with a little black top, just because they're a lot cheaper. And I knew that if I was obviously going to get to 0, that this would just be basically a stepping stone. So I didn't really need anything too expensive. I just needed something to stretch the ear. So I had this in for 2 weeks, and the jump from 8 gauge to 6 gauge was nothing. So nothing to report there. It was very easy. So I only had that 6 gauge in for 2 weeks, and then I decided to go up to 2 gauge, which was a little bit of a jump because I skipped 4 gauge and went to 2, and I got this glass plug put in, and that was a bit of a stretch because obviously I jumped 1, so that was about a 2 mil stretch, and it was, I guess, the same as when I got the initial 8 gauge in. There was a little bit of swelling, but after about 4 or 5 days doing the aftercare treatment, it was fine. So I decided to keep that in for 3.5 weeks, just because I'd heard that the jump from 2 to 0 was kind of like the big one, the most painful one. So I really wanted to make sure that my ears were stretched. So after I got the 2 taken out, 3 weeks later, I got these bad boys put in, and these are stainless steel single flare tunnels, and I got these put in because I know that I'm not going to go any bigger than these, so I opted to get the more expensive pair. And yeah, I'm really happy with them. I'm really happy with the size. I don't think I'm going to go any bigger than this. I say that now, but I don't think so. I'm quite content with this sizing. And it was as easy as that, guys. So really it took me just under 3 months to stretch my ears. Like I said, I did use my actual piercer to do it for a couple of reasons. One being that he actually knows what he's doing. 2, it's much more hygienic. And 3, I just didn't really want to traumatize my ears if I didn't have to. Yeah, so I just thought, it'd be so much easier just to go to my piercer every, 3 or 4 weeks, get him to do it, and take all the stress out of it. And yeah, I got here in less than 3 months, guys. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at TheStyleDogg, or Twitter at TheStyleDogg, or Tumblr at TheStyleDogg. You can follow me there, guys. Also, leave any comments. Tell me what you guys think about the sizing, or even the jewelry, whether or not you guys think they look good or not. I'd like to, get a little bit of feedback, as well as if there's any kind of videos you'd want me to make. Leave a comment again, and I can, try to get those videos out to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.